Hi, Kerry Grinkmeyer with Best of U.S. Homes, Keller Williams in Birmingham, Alabama. Yesterday I did a video on how to, using text, make the first contact with expired listings, and I only posted it on KW Connect in Kelly, and I've gotten a tremendous response. My subscriptions have gone up substantially, and my viewing time is up, and I've made a decision. I believe that we're in the midst of a war for the control of the real estate industry, and it is being fought by Keller Williams, Gary Keller, on the behalf of real estate agents, and I believe then on the other side is Zillow and Redfin and Open Door and a number that are fighting for the control to eliminate real estate agents. The only way we, the real estate agents, are going to win this war is if we unite behind Gary and help him gather the data he needs to make our side of the war strong. The other element of that is that we have to be extremely strong as real estate agents, and that we have to master not only Gary's technology, but other technologies available. And that's why I shared yesterday the technology I've discovered as to how to use text and how to use the website that I showed you about fastpeoplesearch.com. What I want to share with you today is how to build your database to get those people in your database that you want to do business with that are now not in your sphere of influence. I've discovered this about a year ago when I recognized as an agent who wants to sell luxury real estate that my buyers are going to be doctors, lawyers, bankers, financial advisors, and entrepreneurs. So I got to thinking as to where am I going to find those people, and I discovered they are on LinkedIn. The problem with LinkedIn is, though, it's a one-by-one connect, that if you want to connect with someone, you have to do it one at a time. And that becomes quite laborious and requires a lot of your time. So I searched for a way to get around that, and I found it. There are two ways, or actually I think there are three. I know of two of them, meaning I know the workings of them. One is a website called ducksoup.com, and the other one is called Linked Helper. And what these websites do is give you the ability to, or their software gives you the ability to get away from that one by one. You can go into DuckSoup or Linked Helper. It's going to cost you somewhere in the neighborhood of $99 a year to maybe $125 a year, depending on the program that you choose. But what you can do with them is you can go in and let's say you want to connect with doctors in Birmingham, Alabama. I can enter a search on DuckSoup or Linked Helper and ask them to give me the names of all the doctors in Birmingham. Or I could ask for lawyers or entrepreneurs, or I could ask for financial advisors or CEOs or CFOs or nurses or teachers, whatever the category you want to reach. And it will go through everybody that lives in Birmingham that is on LinkedIn, that is a doctor, and it will gather their names for you. You then have them in a queue. You then can go into it and write a dialogue that might say, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer, I'm the real estate authority in Birmingham for luxury listings, and I'd like to share my knowledge with you. And then I might put a link to a YouTube video that I have created that substantiates that. I can then go in, and I use Linked Helper, and I can ask Linked Helper to send that I have a limit of 150 people a day I can send that message to. They can then connect with me. Linked Helper then, once they connect with me and they become a part of my contacts with the use of Linked Helper, I can go in and download all their information. As I get that information, I'm getting their name, where they work, as well as their email address. I then take that email address with their name and their other information and load it into my CRM. I now have the ability to email them, and in my business, I email them once a week with quality content. Now, let's say then I have this list, and my list now consists of 2,682 names. Every month I go into my Linked Helper and I create a story. And it is like the last one that I think I did was a just sold story, where I just sold a house and how I sold it. It's on my YouTube channel. It involves where a couple came and saw one home that was similar to another home that I had, and I said, have you looked at that home? The second home, and they said, yeah, we saw it on Zillow, but it wasn't really of interest to us. And I gave them my card, and I said, go to my website and watch the video. 24 hours later, they were in the house. 24 days later, they bought the house. And I then told this story to my 2,600 people on LinkedIn. I also created an email blast with the same story, again, linking to a video. LinkedIn has become my mainstay of generating business. Does it work? Yeah, I just got a call. I've been dripping a guy for a year through. I got him through LinkedIn, actually two of them in the same week, and they finally emailed me and said, we've seen what you're doing. We haven't been successful with the other agents we were using. Can you come see us? So get to know ducksoup.com or Linked Helper and spend some money and learn how to use it. Again, they'll put a limit of so many per day. This is because you are violating LinkedIn's policies. But they do it in such a way that you're not noticeable. Literally what happens is I program to send a message to 2,600 people. It hits them 150 a day until we exhaust the 200 or the 2,060. That's my tip for the day. Again, I want to emphasize, I'm only going to distribute this through KW Connect and Kelly. We have to become the strongest agents in the country. So I'm going to ask you to share this with everybody in your market center. Tell them to go to this video, learn about it, sign up for my YouTube channel. I'll try to share something of this caliber with you on a regular basis so that we can become strong. And if we're united as strong, they have to use us. They have to have us. If they don't, you'll go to Zillow Phoenix and search their listings. You're going to find that Zillow has already put every one of their 500 listings in the hands of one realtor in Phoenix, and I'm sure he's making somewhere in the neighborhood of 1% at the most on his listings, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to make a deal with one guy, and they're going to put the rest of us out of business, unless we own the market. And that's what I'm going to share with you as to how you can own the market. I've written a book. I hope to get it published this week. And it shares all of my knowledge that I've accumulated over the last. I've been marketing other book on the internet, so it's probably 10 years of my knowledge on use of social media and how to survive this onslaught. Okay, thank you. I'll keep going. Tomorrow I'm leaving for Cuba, so you won't hear from me for about 10 days.